So the command need to enable BGP, like go inside the router BGP, type in the AS number, enter, then neighbor IP, remote AS, and the remote AS number. So BGP and OSPF, or when you compare your BGP with IGP protocols, the major stuff is that difference is that in BGP, I cannot send out any multicast packet to resolve my neighborship guy. So here you have to manually configure neighbor, like we do in OSPF non-broadcasting multi-access network. So all the IGPs can identify their neighbors by sending out hello packets, but BGP can't. Okay. So core BGP path selection. R1. R7. R7, R6.
Yes.
Okay. Let's core BGP. I think I'm messing with the configurations, so we have to rewrite it. So let's start from scratch. So it's going to be R1, R2, R3, R4,
R6. Good.
Right. Ethernet 0/1 is going to be 12.002. Ethernet 0/0 is going to 23.002.
Okay.
Yeah. And 0/2 is going to be 28.002. This one is normal. 2.2.2.
Good. Loopbacks we are using a subnet 255, 255, 255, 255, right?
Yeah, /32 I'm using. Yes.
Yeah, 32.
So let's go. You're saying in the laptop, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing laptop only.
So you can do the configuration then. You can write the configuration basically.
Yeah, okay.
You have the control. Just try to copy paste the configuration, and you know the IP address assignments.
Yeah, R3 is completed.
Yeah, if it is slow, no, R3 is not completed. Should always end with 3.
Yeah.
If it is slow, in that case, you can copy the sample configuration on your laptop, notepad, then you can do it. You have the IP address command above that, right? Above no shutdown.
Yeah, I'm doing third IP address. You give
Sorry?
that. I'm giving that. If 34 address you give it, 23 address you given, and I've given R3 to R8 address.
No, wait. IP address itself is wrong, na? It's R3 to R8, right?
Yeah,
So
okay,
Ethernet
okay.
0/2 should be 38.003.
Yeah.
You have to change the entire IP address configuration itself.
And I have to change the 28.
Above that also it is 34.003, not 32. 23, yeah.
Here it is same, right?
34.003 it's going to be, right? 34 is the router number. Between R3 and R4, it is 34. Because the interface lies on R3, it's going to be 3 at the end.
R3 to R8, which IP address are you given?
First you finish this one now. First you will finish R3 to R4 address on Ethernet 0/0. Yeah. Now you come to the next one, Ethernet 0/2, which is 38.003.
38.
Okay, wait, I will do that. It's going to be delay. 1 minute. Okay. Sorry. So it's 30. If we are missing with R3, we have three interfaces: Ethernet 0/1, 0/2, and 0/0. Right. So we are missing one more interfaces with it, which is a 0/1.
One. Yeah, /1 is equal to 23.0.0.
3.
Yeah, I can told you can do it.
So R4 is going to be Ethernet 0/0.
So 1.
We don't
Yeah,
have
well, okay.
34.004, 46.004.
46.0.4.
0/3,
3.
49.004. This is going to be
4.4.4.
4. Now R5. Where is R5 enter?
We don't have RFI.
Yeah, we don't have R5. R6 directly.
Ethernet 0.1. That one is equal to 46.0.0.5. Ethernet /0 is equal to 69.0.0.5. Sorry, 6. We are using 6, right? 67.0.0.6. And low back is 6.6.6.6. R7 we are using to 67.0.0.7. 28.0.0.8. That one 38 dot, sorry, 0.0.0.8. And the 89.0.0.0.8. 8.8.8.8. R9. Ethernet 0.0. Ethernet 0.1 where we are not using 0.0. Yeah, okay. 69.0.0.9 for 289.0.0.9 for 349 series. Okay. So I'm not able to see the R4 to R9 IP address where we can create that one.
Which one?
Yeah, that one
R4 to
49.
R9.
Yeah, 49.0.0.5 address that like that. That network. That means I'm not seeing the
Here in the diagram, you cannot see it.
diagram.
It became too clumsy. That's why I removed it.
Okay, okay,
Oh,
okay.
it
Sorry.
was here actually. I can find
Yeah,
it. 49.0.0.0/24.
This one 39.
38.
Okay, 38.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So let's go back to the CLI. We'll start copy pasting one by one. So now, yeah, so you know about the BGP. Now we can, I think, we can do the BGP configuration also in the path. So we can say router BGP 100 neighbor is going to be who? 12.002, right? Remote AS is 100. That's it. I don't just do BGP configuration also. Now in R2 we have router BGP 100. Then we have remote is 1. Then we have second neighbor as 23.003 and remote A is what? 200. And I have one more guy 28.008. Remote AS is what? 200. Let's go to R3. And here I don't think so. I need a OSPF and all. The IBGP. I don't want OSPF and all. So we can simply configure BGP itself. Exit router BGP 200. It's going to be, and I'm in R3. So 002. Remote AS is 100. Yes. Neighbor 38.0.008.
Remote AS 200 and 34.0.0.4. Remote AS 200.
Yeah. Now let's go back to R4. BGP 200. Here I have 3 statements.
46.0.0.6. Yeah,
34 here. Then we have 46.
46.0.0.6. Remote AS 300.
We have 49, right?
Yeah.
R6 BGP 300.
BGP 300.
67.007.
69.300.
Others are 200 only, right? 69.00.
69.00. A9. And 46.0.0.4.
R7. I have only one neighborship, not BGP.
67.0.0.7. Remote AS 300.
I wanted to think if you tell. Easy. It's R8.
While typing, it is so difficult for me. I have to learn.
It's 28.
Yeah. 28 to 100.
Others are 200 only. 38.00.
38.003. 89.009. Sorry, 8.
Right only. Here R8.
Yeah.
Here router BGP. BGP 200.
200.
Here also have 3 numbers.
69,
69, no?
300, yeah, 300, 69.0.0.6. And another one is 89.0.0.8, 49.0.0.4.
That's it. Right.
Same as.
Hmm. So I believe that's it. Now after this, we will do our troubleshooting or route learning and those steps. So I'm not advertising any routes, as you can see. I'm just trying to establish BGP neighborship. That's it. So R1, then you go R2. Neighbor, local system as neighbor. Achha. 34.00. 34, okay. R4 34.003. 46.006. Where is R6 into? R6 is here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, if I advertise, I think the BGP is good now. Now, if I'm going to advertise one prefix from R7, and that should be visible on R1. So let me arrange in a proper order. R8 should be on the left hand side. R9 should be here. R6 goes to the right hand side. Okay. So let me. Okay. Neighborship is up. Now, how do I check the BGP neighborship? The command is show IP BGP summary. That's it. In this show IP BGP summary, if you are seeing the neighbor IP, so let's read this one. Neighbor IP is here. It says version 4. My autonomous system number is AS100. I received 5 hello message. I sent 5 hello message. Table version is always 1. In queue as of now 0. Out queue also 0. Your up down is means number amount the time since the BGP is up. And the last state and prefix received will give you an idea how many prefix am I receiving from that neighbor. So as of now it says how many numbers? It says 0 because I'm not receiving anything. So let's advertise one prefix from R7. I'll say network 7.7.7.7 mask 255, 255, 255, 255. That's it. If I go and check again, it still says 0. Let me check R6. Is he receiving the 7.7.7.7 or not? Show IP BGP summary. It says I'm receiving one prefix now, right? Because you advertised one from there, I'm receiving it. Now, is he sending to a R4? Your troubleshooting starts from now, I think, yeah. R6 is receiving something. Now, how do I confirm it? That R6 is receiving that BGP, I'm sorry, R6 is receiving 7.7.7.7. BGP has three tables. One is called ribbon table, ribbon. Second one is called rib out table. And third one is rib table. Ribbon means whatever I'm learning from my neighbor, I'll see that information. Rib means whatever I'm sending out to my neighbor, I can see that information. Rib table means your normal routing information based table. Now, if I check my rib table, nothing but show IP route table, do I see 7.7.7.7 anywhere? Yes, I do see it. And if I check the received routes means whatever I'm receiving from R7, I can check it clearly. And for that, you have to enable one command, which is soft reconfiguration inbound command, which would enable to see your ribbon table. Now, the command to check out the inbound table or inbound prefix, show IP BGP neighbor 67.007 received routes. It will give you an output notification says that inbound software configuration not enabled for this particular IP. Kindly enable it. So we have to enable this particular command under the BGP neighbors. So configure terminal router BGP 300. I'll say neighbor. If my neighbor is 67.007 .007 soft router BGP 300 soft reconfiguration mode क्या हुआ? 67.007. I did 1,000 times. Why? That's why. So soft reconfiguration inbound. That's what I thought. Okay, forget this one. So once you enter this, now if you check show IP BGP received routes, here you can see. Now we should be able to understand what is this output all about. Here it says I'm receiving this prefix 7.7.7.7 slash 32, and the next hop is whom 67.007. That's the right next hop. Metric value is 0, local preference is 100 by default, weight is 0, and weight is an Cisco proprietary guide, and path it shows I. Normally path stores the number of A's it has crossed to reach myself. So but R7 is just my neighbor only, it's within my A's only. That's why I'm not seeing any path information apart from I. So now I means you're learning it using network statement. Now if I redistribute, in that case we should be saying question mark here. Now let's check out the two possible troubleshooting what we can do here. If I go ahead in R7 and if I just remove the statement, now what if I think of advertising 7.7.7.7 as a /24 mask 255 255 255 0. Now we understand that 7.7.7.7 is a subnet of this network, right? It's obvious. Now if you go ahead and check here, show IP BGP neighbor, it says 0. See, because it's happening like this because BGP says that you have to match your subnet mask information and IP information as exactly I see in my routing table. If you do something else, no, I cannot help you with that. Now, if you go ahead and check show IP route table, in my routing table, I have it as 7.7.7.7 with /32 subnet, right? So that's what BGP needs. BGP tells you that you have to exactly write what you are there, what is there in my network. That's why we are able to see it when I used mask of /32 again. Now, secondly, what if I just use a redistribute command? In that case, I should see here, but instead of I'll be saying it as question mark. Router BGP 300 If I say redistribute connected, because these are connected prefix, right? So normally the seed metric says whenever you redistribute a prefix into BGP, your seed metric comes into picture, and by default, whatever IGP metric is there, that will be given to BGP. So if I say redistribute connected, go back to R6, I check received routes. Now you'll be seeing this, so those stuff, but this time you see question marks here. Now what is question mark? It means incomplete, which means BGP don't have a clear understanding of what is that, but I still receive it because of redistribution command. Now here normally we could face this problem, which says a RIP problem, RIP failure. We term it as RIB failure. Now RIP failure means routing information based failure, which says that I am learning a prefix via BGP, but I already have it in my routing table with the best possible path, or in a very better metric value. So why? Because 67 is already connected route, right? So when you're learning the same prefix via BGP also, that's called RIP failure. You should not be learning like this. So learning same prefix via some other better protocol or connected route or static route, and learning it via BGP also. It's not a good thing. So let me correct it. Let me not redistribute anything here. No redistribute connected. And I'll just use network command, the old command to advertise my prefix. Now let's go back to R4. From R6, I got an R6 now, right? Now how do I check from R6 what are the routes R6 is sending to R4? Let me talk about the upper path only. So now to check that, the command is show IP BGP. If my neighbor is 46.004, advertise routes. What am I advertising to him? It says nothing. It says I'm not advertising anything to him. Like why? Let's check out why. First, we have to check the BGP neighborship again. Show IP BGP summary. It says my BGP is good, but for some reason I'm not advertising that prefix to him. So by default, BGP says that whatever route I learned in BGP should be given to other eBGP neighbors or IBGP neighbors. But why it's not giving, that's what we have to work on. Let's check out the bottom part, 69.009. Is he giving to him or not? Show, okay, just put here 69.00. Okay, I'm giving it to him. Okay, that's good. But why not to him? Let's just check out the ping 64.004. Can I reach him? I'm sorry. Oh, it's 46, right? I gave the wrong IP. Okay, we checked. Okay, 46.004 only we checked now. 46.004. Yeah, I'm giving it to him now. You can say. Maybe it took some time. So I'm advertising this to that guy. To whom? To R4. So R4 should be receiving it. Now what is the command to check received routes? Received routes. It again says, hey, you have to enable inbound software configuration. So this command you have to enable, of course, to view the inbound or adjacency ribbon table of BGP. Let's do that. And router BGP 200. If my neighbor is 46.006, software configuration inbound. That's it. Now if I check received routes, I'm receiving it. And you have to keep an eye on this particular stuff here hereafter. Star and greater than symbol. Star means it says it's a valid route, and greater than symbol means it's a best route. You should see both the symbol for your network to work. Now you are receiving this route doesn't mean that you can ping him. I hope you know. Doesn't mean that you can ping that guy. The ping will not work because data path is not complete now, because your R6 or the R7 router don't know where the 46.004 setting here. In my routing table of R7, I don't have a path to send it back. Show IP route. I don't even know who is 46. When 46 generates a ping, 46.004, the ping will go, but it's not going to come out or come back. So now there comes your R3. Let's check out whether R3 is learning any prefix from R4 or not. So I have a BGP summary. It says I am learning a prefix. Good. Let's check out the received routes. Before doing that, we can do this. If my neighbor is 34.004, software configuration inbound, show up BGP neighbor 34.004 received routes. It says I'm receiving it. Good. But it is not saying it as best route. It says no, he's not the best route, but it's a valid route, but it's not the best route. What happened? Show up BGP neighbor. Not showing everything. Neighbors 34.004. Established. There is no issue in the BGP and all here, but there is one issue which I'll tell because of the next hop IP. It says RIP does have a route to 34.004, which is good stuff. It means I have a route only to 34.004, but if you carefully check out here, it says next hop as what? 46.006. Does my BGP knows how to reach 46.006 anywhere in this output? So I BGP neighbor, does it including anything 46.006? Nothing. I can't even reach 46. So if you can't even reach that route, in that case, how it can be a valid best route? It is valid, but it's not best. Now you can troubleshoot using two steps. Either you advertise this 46 network in the BGP, or else you can configure next hop self command on R4 pointing towards R3. Now BGP rule says an eBGP learned route will go to IBGP route, IBGP router without any changes in the next hop. That's what the rule says. That is why when you are learning the route from this guy, it's flowing to R3 via R4 without any change in the next hop. I'm just passing it without modifying it, sending it. Now let's modify and send it. I'll go to R4. I'll tell him that hey, if I'm sending anything to 34.003, you just change the next hop as my next hop, which is 34.004. So let's do that. Before that, let me just try one stuff. Advertising those routes which I was not able to reach into my BGP. Also, you can fix the problem. Now, ideally, we don't fix the problem like this because it can lead to a lot of redistribution, a lot of advertisements of unwanted networks in the BGP. So that's why we use a command next hop self. Let me remove the commands from R6 and R4. Okay. Now again the problem will come. Again the problem came. Now let's go back to R4 and fix the problem. Neighbor, if neighbor is 34.004, then next hop is myself. Next hop self. It says enable next hop self for both eBGP and IBGP received paths. It's obvious that if I'm receiving from him, no, I'm not going to receive from him. It's going to be IBGP. Okay. As of now, we're just taking care of one side path, right? I don't need to enable all. That's it. It says specify remote AS or peer group command first. It don't know that it believes that I'm configuring for the first time. That is why it's showing like this. No. I gave a wrong IP itself. 34.003, right? I gave 4. Now it should not show that. This command this notification normally comes whenever I am doing this command with a non neighbor guy. 34.003 is the right command. If I go back to R3 and check out this, let's wait for some time. Clear IP BGP star soft. This you can use to soft clear BGP updates. So BGP update started refreshing. If you just use star, in that case you are hard resetting your BGP itself. That is not a good thing. Now here you can see my BGP, your BGP will not break if you use star soft command. By mistake, if you don't use soft command, in that case your BGP itself will go up and down, bounce. Now you can see the problem got fixed. Desktop self command have changed my desktop really, and I managed to take my routes all the way to R3. Let's check out R2. Do I know about 7.7.7.7? Show I BGP summary. It says yes, I'm learning one prefix. Let's check out the received routes. Before that, you know what to do. If my neighbor is 23.003, yeah, soft reconfiguration inbound. Now we can check swap BGP neighbor 23.003 received routes. Now it says okay, I'm receiving it, very good. And the next hop is also good, 23.003. Let's go back to R1, enable, show up BGP summary. It says I'm receiving one prefix. Let's check out the next hop. Configure terminal, router BGP 100. If my neighbor is 12.002, soft reconfiguration inbound. BGP neighbor 12.002 received routes. Again, the same problem, right? It says 23.003 is the next hop. Of course, a BGP guy. When ABGP learned route is given to IBGP, it goes as unchanged one. So we can fix it again using what? Next hop self command. Exactly. On R2. Router BGP 100. If my neighbor is 12.001, next hop self. Okay. R1. Let's wait for some time. In the meantime, you can also check the path. The path says 200, 300I. So my R1 is part of 100. My R1 will never going to show my AS number. It always shows the path AS number. It says I'm learning the path 7.7.7.7. We are the path 200 and 300. And in 300, it was using network command. That's what I means. Now after some time, we can see it became valid and best. Now if you could try pinging from here to here, again the ping will not work. Why? You know that because 12 network is not being advertised to this guy. So ping 7.7.7.7 count or repeat 10. Go back to R7, enable show interface Ethernet 0/1 include input. Here you can see the packet count is increasing nicely. 126. I stuck up, finished or what? It finished. Again I do this. 126, now 128. So the packets are coming on my interfaces, but just that my reply packet will not go. You can either do like this in BGP, or else you can use an access control list. Now how do I access control list? I can type access list 10. You permit 12.001 and then you just log it. Then interface Ethernet. I'm sorry. I have to allow others also. Permit any. You go inside the interface Ethernet 0/1 and say access group 10 in. Wait. IP access group 10 in the inbound direction. That's it. Show access list. Now you see some information here. Let's go back, ping that guy, come back here. Now here you can see the logs, right? 3 matches are there. So the packet is coming inside, but it's not going out. That's the problem here. So now how do I do this? I can simply advertise my 12 network into BGP. I'll make sure R7 learns about 12 network, the entire path again in the reverse format. Then the ping can work. Let's do that. Configure terminal, router BGP 100, network 12.0.0.0, mask 255, 255, 255.0. Now, simply doing this will not help us because we have a lot of obstacles doing the path like we had before. Right, let's go back to R3 and check out show IP BGP. I have to check the received routes basically. So first I have to enable that received routes in software configuration inbound command. Router BGP 200, neighbor is 23.0.0.2. Software configuration inbound. Show IP BGP neighbor 23.0.0.2. Received routes. I'm receiving it, and also I'm receiving it in a good way. Its next hop is 23.0.0.2. It's good. Just that in R4, I won't see it in a right format because R4 will also see the 23.0.0.2 as a next hop. Let's fix the problem. Router BGP 200. Router BGP 200. If my neighbor is 34.0.0.4, next hop self. Now when he receives it, he's going to forward it. So on R6, I'll be receiving as a next hop with 46.0.0.4. But when he shares to R7, he will be sharing it as keeping 46.0.0.4 as the next hop. So I have to change it in R6. I have to again configure. If my neighbor is 67.0.0.7, next hop self. If I go to R7, then I will check the received routes. Router BGP 300. My neighbor is 67.0.0.6. Software configuration inbound. BGP neighbor 67.0.0.6. Received routes. Do I see in the right way? Yeah, it seems I'm seeing good. So can I ping him? I'm not sure. We cannot, it seems, because you haven't advertised your route. Show IP route 67 is not here, right? It's not there. That's why. Now, if I try to ping from here 7.7.7.7, the ping is working. Why? Because the dual network went there all the way, and the reverse path is functional now. Now I can ping from here 12.0.0.1, sourcing it as loopback, sourcing as 7.7.7, I believe, because that guy knows about 7.7.7. Now if I blindly ping like this, the ping will not work. Why? Because your 67 route is not learned by R1. That's the reason. If I go to R6, if I go to R7, and if I use the network command to advertise my 67 route also in BGP, in that case the normal ping should start working. So router BGP 300. If I say network 67.0.0.0.255.255.255.255.0. What happened? Mask command I missed. Go back to R1. Make sure you learn 67 here via BGP. Yes. Now if you raise a normal ping without the source address, yeah, 12.0.0.1, the ping is working fine. That's it. So I believe tomorrow, next day also we have to do this BGP lab only. So we have some more troubleshooting steps in BGP. So in the meantime, you can practice till this point. Okay?
Yeah.
Fine. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, done the payment yesterday only.
Yeah, I saw it. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Vishnu. Bye.
Yeah, bye. Okay. Hi guys. Good morning.
Hi, sir.
Thanks, sir.
So நேத்து என்ன பார்த்தோம் நம்ம பிரபாகரன்
Sir,
பிரபாகரன் இன்னைக்கு வரலையா வரல. So yesterday we saw about static routing and some labs we saw, right? VLAN, inter VLAN routing and those steps. So let's go back to this forum show. என்ன உன்கிட்ட வர Good morning. Baby. Anna, I will not accept this. என்ன பாச்சு?
hello, sir.
ஆ
Sir, நான் வாட்ஸ்அப் பண்ண சொல்ல இதுல அனுப்பிச்சிட்டேன்.
இது
வாட்ஸ்அப் அனுப்பிச்சிட்டேன் சார்.
வாட்ஸ்அப் நெக்ஸ்டியா?
ஆமா சார்.
அட பாவி.
நாம சேட் பண்றோம் சார்.
ஓ அவ்வளவுதான். இரு உங்க அம்மா காமிச்சறானா?
சார். எது ஜூம் எது வாட்ஸ்அப் தெரியாம
தெரியாதான் அந்த மோகம் காலங்காத்தால கண் முடிச்சு வேலையை பார்க்கணும். மயக்கத்திலே இருந்தா அப்படிதான்.
சரி.
இருப்பா. So ரெடியா இன்டர்வியூக்கு இன்னைக்கு கேட்கலாமா? Sir, okay. I'll be asking you around 10 questions and you guys need to answer 10 questions. Right? கார்த்திகேயன் சிரிச்சா கூட நீ ஆன்சர் பண்ணித்தான் ஆகணும். சரி. CCNA, PPT. Okay. So let's start the question. I'll start from A B C D A அரவிந்தனா? ஆமா
சார்.
சொல்லுங்க சார். சொல்லுங்க. நீதான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட்ல இருக்க. ஏல என்ன பண்றது? A B D T அப்துல் கார்த்திக். இது ரெக்கார்டிங்ல இருக்கா? ஐயோ போச்சா.